Hey people, so today I'm going to be talking about having emotional intelligence. You're welcome to Isabella show once again. Wow, good to have us here. So now I'm going to be telling us about having emotional intelligence. Yes. Do you know to have emotional intelligence, you have to know who you are, what you want from life, where you're going, loving yourself, loving your creator, having understanding of the kind of person you are. And then, because the truth is that you can't give what you don't have. Don't forget, go watch my other video and watch and check again. Or you can go back and check the meaning of having emotional intelligence. Yes. Because for you to if you don't know who you truly are, if you have not allowed self to die in you, you can't really understand other people, because it's not just about you. Yes, having emotional intelligence, yes, you are involved, but at the same time, it's not just about you. And for you to also understand other people, because that's the other part of having emotional intelligence, for you to also understand other people, you have to die to self. What do I mean by dying to self? It's a daily work. I'm not saying be perfect. Speaking to you here, I'm not perfect. I've not gotten to that state. But daily, I walk in alignment, saying, God, help me. Because you need the help of God daily. And that is what God wants us to have. And to have emotional intelligence, you have to be a broken, God's kind of emotional intelligence. You have to truly be a broken vessel. Yes, we have a lot of people out there this day who are not broken. You have to be somebody that have a contrite heart. That was what David in the Bible. Have you ever stopped to wonder why God said, "Oh, I have found a man after my own heart," even with all that David did? Yes, David was a womanizer. David slept with, it was not just, it was a killer. He slept with, somebody else's wife. He was a schemer. And yet, David was a man after God's own heart. Do you know why? Because David was a man that was broken. David was a man that had a contrite heart. Yes, he was a man that had a contrite heart. And for you to truly have God's kind of emotional intelligence, you have to have all of these qualities in you that I've mentioned. Because that will help you. Because you understand that David, even in all of this thing, you will see him still go back to God and say, God, please help me. I can't help myself. And it got to a time, David wrote Psalm 51. Go back and check the whole of Psalm 51. Because he understood that he cannot help himself. He understood that he cannot, so we have to get to that point as human, knowing that by your own strength, you cannot prevail. By strength, you cannot run this race. By strength, you cannot do this assignment. By strength, you cannot run this journey by yourself. You need the strength of the Almighty. Because to have God's kind of emotional intelligence, you have to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. And you know why? Because they are wolves in sheep clothing. And you cannot deter them because they don't even look like it. They won't tell you. You can't deter them if God does not give you, give you wisdom, or give you a seeing eye, give you a hearing ear, give you an understanding. When people are seeing, everybody's seeing the same thing, and God will help you to see differently. But until you get to that place where you die to self, that is when you can truly have God's own kind of emotional, daily dying to self. That is when you can truly have God's own kind of emotional intelligence. People of God, God wants to change a lot of things in our society. And that is why this show is coming at a time like this. And I need to tell us something. This is not just a show. It's an assignment. It's a divine assignment sealed by the Spirit of the living God. So, think again. And I hope that this show blesses somebody, blesses a lot of, daily, as we run, as we watch this show, that it will transform our lives. It will renew our mind to know that life is not just about you. Our parents made a lot of mistakes. Yes, they did what they knew how to do best. But I believe if we have a show like this years back, I believe we won't have the society we are having today. And that is why such a show is coming up in this, at such a time as this. God bless you. Watch out for my next video. And in my next video, okay, let me don't let the cat out of the bag. So watch out for it. You surely be blessed. Bye for now.